Keep going for our host, everybody. Huh? They did a good job. Somebody booed. Did I hear boo? That's awesome. How you guys doing? It's good to be here. Yeah, you guys doing all right? You can snow claps. That's okay. I'm getting the vibe. There's like fucking 40 of us. It's all right. We're having fun, you know? I'm happy to be in Richland. I'm happy to be in any real city because I'm from a little poor town called Aberdeen, Washington. Boo? Again? Oh my God. I know it's not a good area. You can smell the poverty on me, can't you? Yeah, it's not a good area. For those of you that don't know Aberdeen, it's a little poor town where Kurt Cobain and Nirvana came from. It's a town so shitty and poor it actually created grunge music. Yeah. And it's kind of annoying to me being from that little town, you know, because everyone always just thinks of Kurt Cobain and Nirvana, but Aberdeen, Washington has more going for us than that. Because Aberdeen was recently voted the ugliest city in Washington. Yes, for the third time in a row. So don't come for our title, you will get robbed at needlepoint, bro. So all I'm trying to say is where I come from, the tents have front porches. They're staying, okay? If you take one look at a guy that looks like me and you don't know where I come from, you may be like, hey man, you need to check your privilege. Because not everyone's from a gated community, jerk. And I'm always surprised, I'm like, how did you know I'm from the only gated trailer park in Aberdeen? The only other gated community where I come from is Stafford Creek Penitentiary, so I'm doing all right. Just basically to sum it up where I come from, we have a town motto, like most town mottos have town mottos, and ours is come as you are. It's after a Kurt Cobain song. But based on how the town's going, maybe don't come as you are. Maybe try a little harder. And when they were picking the town motto, I shit you not, in second place, it was shoot for the stars, not your veins, Aberdeen, Washington. Just to kind of give you guys a subtle reminder of why I am how I am. Like being raised in a little area like that, I never got good advice as a kid, you know? Like every time I got hurt, my parents would always be like, don't worry, Jeremiah, chicks dig scars. Which is like super funny because they weren't honest about what scars chicks actually dug, you know? Because I've never once been laid off of those emotional scars, you know? Like no one ever came up to me and they were like, wait, you were raised in the trailer park and denied food stamps? We gotta fuck right now, that is so hot. Oh my God. Yeah, it never happened. Yeah, I don't know. I was just like visiting my hometown recently and I met some old friends and I got some bad advice again. Like they were just like, hey man, I heard you do comedy. You gotta burn sage. Because burning sage is super good luck before the show. But no one ever bothered to tell me that burning sage, I own myself, was considered really bad luck. And I learned that way too late when my cat died. Yeah. So rest in peace, Sage. I'm gonna miss her a lot. Yeah? We're getting it? Right? Comedy? Just playing around? All right. I didn't light my cat on fire on that joke. Just kidding around. Growing up in that little town my entire life, my dad was an EMT. He was an ambulance driver. And the way he described his job to me as a little kid was he said that driving an ambulance is a lot like driving a taxi, except you don't get the tips. Which is a bad analogy, right? Like, I don't think driving an ambulance is anything like driving a taxi. But I do think driving an ambulance is a lot like driving DoorDash. Because the whole goal of either of them is you got to get the delivery there before it gets cold, you know? I'm just feeling you guys out. So far, you guys are big pussies. All right. I don't know, man. I've had a lot of different jobs. I love comedy. I'm good at comedy, thankfully, because I've been fired from almost every job that I've had. You know, I got fired from a job one time for drinking and working. I was half in the bag and got called in the boss's office. Like, Jeremiah, you can't be drinking and working. And I'm so much fun. I was like, who's working? You know. Got fired from a job one time for calling in sick too many times with herpes. It got called in the boss's office. They were like, Jeremiah, your attendance is spotty and this is a reoccurring problem. Like, I think that's how herpes works, dumbass, okay? I got to quit a job one time because I had sexist rules, made me feel strong and powerful, you know? One of the rules of that dumb job was that there had to be a man on shift at all times in case there was a robbery. But like, I'll know what I can do differently in a robbery than a woman, you know? Except for like cock slap the robber a couple times. But it's a stupid rule because I got No reach on that bad boy, I'm not gonna lie. It's like a long nipple, that's all I'm really working with, guys. Can you imagine me having to use my manners in that situation? Like, sir, please, no, it's policy. I don't know, man. I've done a lot of silly things. I've had a lot of silly jobs, but I've had good jobs. Like, my favorite job I ever had was I worked at a daycare. Finally, I was the smartest student in class. But I learned a lot about kids working at the daycare, because I don't have kids, but I learned there's two main types of kids. There's kids that hate getting dizzy, and kids that fucking love getting dizzy. Or as I call them, the future alcoholics of America. And just like regular alcoholics, those future alcoholics don't know when enough is enough. Like, I gotta give a good life lesson a lot of the time. Like, I'll be like, Billy, we puked twice. We're getting close to what we call a blackout, okay? Now, what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna wanna lay down and take a nap, buddy. Because from personal experience, if we keep going, we're gonna poop our pants and get arrested, okay? That's relatable to you? Okay. I like this table right here. They party pretty hard, I can tell. A couple Hanson Sons of Guns over there. Yeah, it's fun. I was fired pretty quickly from that job too, actually. Turns out getting stoned and stealing snacks is not good policy at the daycare. Makes the kids way more relatable, though, it does. Yeah. Man, oh man. Sorry, got caught in mouth, guys. I was raised poor. I ate out of food banks growing up. I was raised in a trailer park, and I got bad habits from it. Probably one of the worst bad habit I got from living in the trailer park was I learned really quickly it's super easy to steal from the lost and found. Yeah. Judging by how a couple of you guys look, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Just kidding. You're all very handsome and good looking. I don't know. Where do you think I got this jacket, though? I'm just being honest. You know, I don't know. It was like a weird thing stealing from the lost and found as a kid, because I'd go to all the nicer schools and I would just like take shoes and coats out of it. And after a while, they started to get hip with it. And they were like, hey, are you sure that's your coat? And I had to use like my poverty as a weapon, you know? Like what? Because I eat out of food banks and I'm poor, I'm a thief? And they're always like, whoa, geez, dude, you look good in that Hello Kitty jacket. Just have it. Fuck. You know? And I've always been cheap, though. You know, I've always done whatever I can to get free stuff. You know, like when I was a young man, I wanted LASIK eye surgery done, corrective eye surgery. And I was broke. I had no money. So I decided to get the cheapest LASIK eye surgery I could possibly find done. And here's a fun fact for you guys. Don't do that. Just pay a lot of money for your surgeries, dude. Because there were a lot of red flags involved with my LASIK eye surgery. Like, for example, like the first thing the surgeon said to me when I sat down for the surgery, he offered me a prayer. And I don't care how religious any of you guys are, that should terrify everybody. He was literally like, sir, I offer elective prayers before the surgery. Would you like me to pray for you today? I was like, look at me, doctor, you know what I want? More faith in yourself. What did you just say? God, dude, and I could let that go. People were religious, right? That's whatever. But then I take a look at my LASIK eye surgeon, and I very quickly realized he was also wearing glasses. Dude, that's terrifying knowing your doctor doesn't even like the taste of his own medicine. Like, that's the blind leading the blind, dude. And I wish I took the prayer because my eyes turned out just as bad after the surgery. That's the last time I get LASIK done in a church in Aberdeen, guys. Recently just got health insurance. I'm feeling healthy. I wanted to get a blood test done, you know, find out what's going on with my body. And I was really surprised at the results of my blood test. It came back I was 100% that bitch. Don't know what that meant. Just kidding. I tested positive for hepatitis C. It's just a good way to soften the load. He laughed at me. That wasn't the punchline. No, you know, at this point in the show, some people were like, what, Jeremiah, did you share needles? Were you a drug addict? No, I got hepatitis C the old-fashioned way. Eating poo-poo, okay? I'm just kidding. I actually don't know how I came into contact with Hep C, shout out Aberdeen. And so I made a doctor's appointment as quick as American medicine will let me in, you know? So 6 months later, I'm seeing my doctor. And he was going through the results, and he was really surprised at the results because I actually came into contact with it. But my immune system's so strong, it fought it off. He said I have the antibodies, I don't have the virus, I can't pass anything on. He was amazed. He said it's like I have a vaccine that doesn't exist. And I'm sure like 40 of us are wondering why I'm telling a bunch of strangers this. And it's so that you know after the show I will be giving away free hepatitis C vaccines, okay? One little prick from this needle, you will be invincible, ladies. So, speaking of little prick, I got a nephew, actually. I love that kid. He's cool. He comes from a religious family, and I don't hold it against him. I'm not religious, but it makes it awkward sometimes, you know? Like for his holiday, he wanted a religious Lego set. You know, he came up to me, and I didn't have the heart to tell him Lego definitely does not make a religious Lego set, although they should. I just went out of my way, and I made him the one and only Passion of the Christ Lego set. And it's super realistic. He gets to build up that little Lego crucifix, and he gets to beat the shit out of Lego Jesus and hang him on that crucifix, which is his favorite part, because he's Jewish, guys, so. All right, we really pulled back on that. I was just trying to see if we could be cool about everything, but I'm just having fun, guys. I'm just having fun. Sorry. Went too far. I'm a silly guy. I've worked at a weed store. That was my other favorite job I had. I worked at a weed store for 8 years, and they've seen a lot of really silly things in the weed store, you know? Like, someone came in the other day, and they were like, hey man, I want something that's like smoking crystal meth. And I had to tell him, like, dude, I sell regular ass weed. I don't know what to tell you. Like, people always want something out of weed that it's not, right? Like, people come in, they'll be like, I have nerve pain throughout my whole body. I'm in pain every day. I need something to take all the pain away. I'm like, oh, you're looking for heroin. That's what you're looking for? Matter of fact, I hear fentanyl's stronger now. You should go try that out. I don't know, man, it's really silly. Like, some people come in and they make too big of a deal out of it, you know? Like, they make weed too big of a thing. Like, during the pandemic, when everybody was locked down, the weed stores were open. I was out there pushing P the whole pandemic, you know? I was like a fourth responder. Mainly because I'm late to everything. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was like really weird working in the weed store. There's like weird things that you don't think about that happens a lot. Like, more than I can count on one hand, people have coughed in my face. Yeah, I work across the counter from people, and there's not a social norm about what to do when that happens. You know, like a little old lady will be making conversation with me, make eye contact with me, stick her tongue out of her mouth and go, yeah, and it hits me in the cheek. And there's no social etiquette about that, but if I could make social etiquette, you could throw punch that bitch. That's all I'm saying. What? And that's not even the worst one. Like, there was this old drunk Hispanic man that came in, didn't speak hardly any English, so I was pointing, we were getting the job done, you know, I was leaning over the case, and he drunkenly coughed in my mouth. Yes! And I didn't expect it. I was inhaling at the moment. I ripped that dude's cough like a bong hit, dude. And the rules should be different for that as well. Like, I should be able to kill myself on the spot. I see you guys know what I'm talking about. It's a creepy thing, man. And probably the craziest, my favorite story from the weed store was someone came in one time and they were like, hey man, what can I do to make smoking weed more fun? I was like, I don't know, pick what hole we could blow the smoke out of. I wouldn't be any fun to smoke weed with then, because I would just be trying to take those bong hits and penis queef them, you know? Just perfect little tiny O-rings, you know? I don't know why I sounded so dry. I don't know, dude. It's like, it made me wonder, like, why can't dudes queef, you know? We have kind of the same stuff going on down there, and I think it's probably evolutionary why dudes can't queef, you know? Because no dude would, in a million years, would ever get laid if he could fart out of his dick. You know? We're too childish for that. We'd be trying to light those farts on fire. That's dangerous. You know? No little boy would ever get anything done if he knew if he pulled his foreskin tight enough, he could play it like a kazoo, you know? You walk by your son's room and your hot cross buns, just go to the kitchen. You don't need that in your life. I'm 30 years old now. And I'm learning that there's certain slang I can't use anymore. It comes off cringy, you know, which is also one of the words I can't use anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I don't use the word baby in a romantic way anymore. It just comes off really creepy, you know. Now when I say baby, I strictly mean a little kid. Because there's a lot that can get lost in translation with baby. Like if someone comes up, they're like, oh, you look sexy, baby, in the wrong setting, you're not allowed within 1,000 feet of the school. Just think about the words you use. Or, you know, on Valentine's Day, people try to be romantic, and they'll be like, oh, would you be my baby? And like, what are you asking? Can I shit my pants and cry all night? Because I've been practicing. I can be your baby, guys. So, yeah, I don't know. I like to learn new slang, even though I can't use it a lot. I like to tell people this slang because I don't think many people know. You guys know what vabbing is? You're never going to forget what vabbing is. This is a new trend that all the young ladies are doing when they go out to a nightclub and stuff. They'll when they want to bring a fella home, they'll take their fingers and they'll put them in their vagina. I looked right at you when I said that. I'm sorry, that was weird. I'm going to turn around. They take their fingers and they, you know, and then they take the juices and put it on their neck, use it as pheromones to get a date. Yeah, I'm like, finally, a perfume that smells like yeast. Yeah. What, am I the only one who likes sourdough here? What the? Come on. Must be an Aberdeen thing, I don't know. It's an acquired taste, kids, relax. I'm not making fun of vabbing. I like the trend. I want to see how it progresses, right? I'm a progressive guy. Like, are the best vabbers going to be able to spottle their scent and sell it at Macy's and Kohl's, you know? Like, this is midnight snatch for the late night catch ladies, yeah. I know one thing. I know dudes would not be able to get away with penis stabbing or mushroom stamping or whatever they'd call it, you know. No dude would be allowed in a nightclub if his neck looked like a lifeguard's nose, you know what I'm saying? You're like, actually, I'm calling the police. What are you doing? Oh, man. I've had a lot of really silly things happen to me in my life. One of the crazy things that have happened to me is, let's see. No, I'm kidding. My family's from Montana. We're all kind of a little silly over there. And my family would take me, when I was a kid, to my Montana side, I guess, during the summer. Learn how to scoop shit, buck hay, be a man, you know? And it was really weird. Like, one of my least favorite chores of all the things that I had to do when I went to Montana was I had to give my aunt a shoulder massage. Yeah, which was my least favorite chore, even over scooping shit, because after a couple whiskeys, she got a little into that shoulder massage. I hit that knot just right. She's like, ooh, yeah. And that's weird for a 12-year-old dude. Like, I don't know what the hardest part of that was besides me. All right, hold on. I'm kidding. It's Montana. Relax, guys are used to it. I'm kidding. I didn't like it. It was really awkward, and I didn't have the communication skills to be able to say, stop doing that. So I just decided to make it stop the only way I could think of, which was make it super awkward, right? So when I hit that knot just right, my aunt was like, ooh, yeah. I just leaned in her ear, and I was like, yeah. And it worked too well. She still hasn't talked to me. It's crazy. Oh, man. It's weird being a kid. You have like a lot of different like weird rules that you have to like abide by because you don't understand how life works. Like I remember in middle school, everyone was freaking out about the 2-shake rule, right? More than 2 shakes and you're playing with it, which is terrible personal hygiene habits. It doesn't apply to anything else. Like I recently heard a grown man say that they follow the 2-shake rule. And here's a PSA for any dude that does that. It's terrible. Don't do that. Please go kill yourself immediately. No, seriously, because it doesn't apply to anything else in personal hygiene. Like, I'm not in there, like, wiping. And I'm like, oh, only 2 times. I'm not finger blasting myself in here. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a weird guy, man. I have a lot of weird perspectives in life. Sorry. I got a girlfriend. Been with her for 6 years. It's an up and down battle. Relationships are hard, but you know, I'm learning to get along. She's a lot different than me. She's more adventurous than me. You know, one time she told me she likes her food like she likes her sex, spicy, right? And unfortunately, the food, just like the sex, it leaves my ass hurting in the morning, guys. Yeah. But being in a relationship for 6 years, being a straight man, I had to pick up some new hobbies, right? Okay, so recently I started flirting with dudes. Yeah. How you doing, handsome? Yeah. Started out as a joke, I just wanted to like make people laugh, but then I quickly realized how badly men need the compliments, right? Because the default reaction if you call a man handsome is he goes, me? Oh my god, what? It's crazy, dude, and the older the guy, the more they appreciate the compliment, There was an old guy that came in the other day, I said, what's cooking, good looking? And he kissed me and gave me a hug. Yeah, dudes need the compliments, man. And I'm telling you this from personal experience, Like, if you told me I look good in this jacket, I'm fucking in this jacket, you understand? You know why I'm wearing this jacket tonight? One person one time told me I looked good in it, and I haven't taken it off. I don't know, man. Dudes are starved for attention. That's why they sneeze so fucking loud. It's a cry for help, dude. Next time you hear a dude rather sneeze at the top of his lungs, don't say God bless you. Give him a blowjob. That's what he needs. He needs to sneeze in a different way. And when you're done, he's gonna sneeze like, The noise always makes the guys laugh, and they know why, so. So now might be a good time to tell you guys a couple jokes that I've written, some of my favorite jokes that not everybody gets. And these are my favorite ones. About half the room loves them, the other half really hate me after I tell these jokes. So I just wanted to tell you guys a couple of my favorite jokes. They're dark, they're silly, don't take me seriously. The first one is, I believe in karma. I don't know if it's God or if it's fate. I really don't care. All I know is the world has a way of working itself out, And that's why I don't feel bad for dogs in hot cars. Because like, what did you do in a past life to be a dog in a hot car, you piece of shit? I do them one better. I make sure the door's locked when I walk by, Flip them off when I walk by, like, what? Is it hot Hitler? Fuck you, bitch. Okay. Yep, about half the room like that. Okay, that's fine. These ones are for me. So good. I was watching the news, and I recently saw that scientists are trying to decode whale songs. And, what a brilliant use of scientist time. People are dying of cancer, and they're like, whale songs, we'll do that, But I think it would be funny if the first whale song that the scientists decoded was whale rap, Because they're nerds. They'd be like, we're getting wet-ass Finn. This is a weird coded message. I was curious. I like to research my jokes, so I typed into Google whale rap, and it's crazy. It turns out Lizzo exists. Okay, so. Oh no, he didn't just say that. No, I'm kidding. No, I just was thinking different types of whales have different types of songs. It makes sense, right? The beluga whales have rap, sure, but sperm whales strictly Diddy covers. All right. Oh, I'm just fucking kidding, guys. All right. Those were the two bad jokes, okay? So we can move past it now. I had my snack. Thank you very much. That's why I came all the way to Richland, was to tell those two jokes. Those are my favorite jokes. I have other better jokes, but those are my favorite ones, okay? I do comedy all the time. I travel all around to do comedy. I was in Portland last month and I was trying to kill time during the day, so I decided to go to the Portland Zoo, right? Love the zoos. And even the animals in Portland on fentanyl. It was crazy. Yeah, 3 p.m., broad daylight, they were all sleeping. I saw the zoo handler, I was like, dude, I want my money back or what they're on. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's crazy, man. I was walking by the bear exhibit, and I don't know if you guys know this about bears. I didn't know this about bears, but bears can blow themselves. What majestic creatures, am I right? Yeah, everyone was disgusted. They were walking away, leaving. I stayed and watched. It felt rude to leave. Where I got in trouble was when I started throwing dollar bills. That was just muscle memory. Before I very quickly left the zoo, I was at the elephant exhibit. And one thing I like about the zoo is there's a bunch of billboards around that'll teach different people different things. And there was this billboard at the elephant exhibit. It said, do you have a nose like an elephant? Can you smell sample A or B and tell which one the elephant is in heat? And Portland, why are you trying to teach kids what horny elephants smell like? Keep Portland weird, sure, but that's too far. What the fuck are we doing? You know? Then I thought in my head, I'm like, wait, is this information we're gonna need later on, you know? Like, am I gonna be in a field somewhere and all the birds fly out of the trees and I just sniff the air like, I'm like, guys, run right now. They're coming, literally. All right, that was disgusting, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was driving through my hometown the other day and I saw a sign, a reader board that said April is Child Abuse Awareness Month, which I think is stupid. Those kids are well aware, am I right? I don't know, dude. It's a stupid, like, are we running out of things to be aware of in the months, you know? It started out with important stuff like February, Black History Awareness Month, July, Disability Awareness Month, you know? And then April was just, while you're at it, maybe don't beat your kids month, you know? Like, what type of parent listens to that advice and doesn't beat their kid only in April? They're just in a Walmart somewhere, like, you're fucking lucky it's April, bitch, shut up, you know? I don't feel bad for those parents, man, because my dad is a redneck from Montana. If I tried to tell him that he couldn't hit me in April, he would save up year round, you know what I'm saying? Just come up and hit me and be like, that's for April, asshole, and walk away. He's a man that likes loopholes, you know? If I said he couldn't hit me, he'd kick me in the face. Fair enough, I wasn't specific, Dad, you're right. All right, I got a little sad. Don't feel bad. My dad kind of raised me a little differently than other people in my neighborhood, you know? Like, for example, when I got in trouble as a kid, my dad wouldn't grab me by the arm and take me to the car. My dad would grab me by the back of the neck and drag me to the truck. Or as he called it, the Montana steering wheel. We had fun, you know? And there was this one time, I remember I had a really bad ear infection, and he had to take work off. He was pissed. And I remember he grabbed me by the back of the neck and he wheeled me in, and he was like, boy, if you're not actually hurt, you're gonna be when I'm done with you. And have you ever been threatened by something 8 times your size? It makes you go, dear Lord, please let me be hurt, amen, really quickly, you know? And I'm petty, dude, like I can't wait for my dad to be on his deathbed. Because I'll have to take work off, I'll be pissed. I'm gonna grab him by the back of his neck and reel him in. Like, Paul, if you're not actually hurt, you're gonna be when I'm done with you. It's me killing my dad, yeah? It's like to get the practice in, you know, honestly. Everyone in my family knows that, relax. Everyone in my family knows that joke, including my dad. He thinks it's hilarious, okay? It's a well-written joke, relax. My dad is a lot to handle, man. As a kid, my mom would take me and my sister to her friend's house, Eric. And Eric was a handsome, sweet, kind, loving guy. He was the opposite of my dad. So the feelings I had for Eric as a little kid were really confusing, you know? Like one day I went up to my mom and I was like, Mom, I think Eric should be my dad because I love Eric more than Dad. She handled it super well. She was like, shh, I love him more than Dad too, don't fuck this up again. Which is extra funny as an adult because I got a paternity test out and Eric is my dad. So relax, everyone in my family knows that joke, including my dad. He doesn't like that one. I'm gonna leave you guys on actually truly my favorite joke, but first I'm gonna tell you guys, I came all the way from Olympia, Washington, and it's good to be here, but after the show I will be selling just some stuff, you know, just to pay for my gas, maybe a little fentanyl, you know, just stuff. But I got these shirts, they say Monster Cock, it's just a chicken holding a can of Monster. Wear it while you pick up your kids, I don't give a fuck, just buy one. I have large, XL, 2XL, and pretty fat, 3XL, so just kidding. And then I also sell these stickers called Eat Butt. It's a suggestion or an admission, it's up to you. Anyway, feel free to see me after the show, but I mess a lot of stuff up. I got a new phone number recently, guys, and the person that had the phone number before me died. It was weird. I was getting texts and calls for a dead person. I didn't know what to do when the mom texted me, you know? She was like, honey, I can't bear to delete this phone number. I miss you, I love you, fly high, Mom. And I didn't know what to say to a text like that. But I learned immediately what I should not have said to a text like that. Because I just responded, love you too, Mom. And she was pissed. I had no choice but to ghost her like her dead daughter after that, guys. I'm kidding, I sent her a dick pic instead, you know? Hey guys, I'm Jeremiah Hughes. You were so much fun. Have a good night. Thank you very much.
Jeremiah Hughes. Jeremiah Hughes. Let's get your feature.